What's up, ladies? I'm Coach Will, and welcome back to Fitness Beyond 40. Now, if this is your first time here, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like this video. Please drop a comment. I want you to chop it up with everybody here, right? What do I have now? I think 72 subscribers. Big deal, right? All right. I started late, so, just bear with me. But I'm going to work my best to get you daily content, create this thing out as much as possible, okay? Because I want you to be informed, and I just want you to be in the know, right? You know better, you do better. So with that being said, let's move on. Today, we're talking about why are you so freaking tired all the time? What the hell is going on? What's actually happening to your body, and how can we get these hormones in check? We need to figure out why your hormones are all out of whack in the first place. It's not your fault. Well, let me take that back, all right? Because accountability, right, is the name of the game. It is your fault to a degree, okay? And let me explain. There's 4 key players in this game of hormones, all right? Everybody has a position that they need to play. And it's your job to understand each player, what position they hold, and how it affects your body. These 4 positions are estrogen, progesterone, insulin, cortisol. And I'm gonna go into each one in full detail in a second. So if there are times where you feel tired, but you can't really go to bed, right? I know you've been there before. Times where you're anxious all the time, you don't really know why. Times where you head to the gym and no matter what you do, you can't put on lean muscle mass and the body fat, the weight is just not budging. I get it, trust me. You and thousands of other women just like you are experiencing the same issues, but there's a method to the madness. There's a reason why you're going through these things. And I, better yet, am here to explain to you exactly what's happening to your body and how we can use fitness to help overcome some of these issues and get you back to feeling better than ever before. All right, so first things first, let's talk about the main culprit in this game, okay? The biggest bozo, and that is cortisol. Now, cortisol does a number of things on your body that we do not want. First thing, it drains your adrenal system, it disrupts your sleep pattern, and it raises your blood sugar levels. Now, blood sugar, your insulin levels, we don't want that to be spiked. We do not want to spike our insulin levels whatsoever, okay? We want them regular at all times. We want them to be low, all right? Now, because cortisol has a tendency to really disrupt our whole entire system, it will make it increasingly impossible for us to get rid of stored body fat. Cortisol is also going to make it hard for us to build lean muscle mass. You know that feeling of anxiousness all the time, right? Yeah, I know you've experienced that. Let me tell you something that's interesting. The mind and the body are not quite connected in a way that you think that they are. If you keep thinking in your mind, you're always conjuring up old issues that arose. You're always conjuring up old problems, old boyfriends, old partners, old traumatic experiences. Your body doesn't know the difference between you actually being in that experience right now or you thinking about it. So your body is going to respond, even though you're thinking about it, your body is going to respond as if it's actually happening to you in real time. So the more you do that, the higher your level of cortisol raises within your body, making it extremely hard for you to get rid of stubborn body fat. So do yourself a favor, Miss Lady, mind your business. Mind the business that pays you. That's how you keep stress levels at an all-time low. We don't want to work towards minimizing stress. We want to eliminate stress, okay? I know some of you worry all the time. We got to dead that, get rid of that. I also know some of you, this is why I said mind your business. I know some of you love to be in everybody else's business. That's probably not the best thing that you should be doing because you're already stressed as is. See what I'm saying? And then lastly, make it a habit, make it a point to delegate wherever you can. If you can put something off on someone else, do it. If you can pass the buck and hand responsibility to somebody else, why don't you do that? It's gonna be so much better for you and your mental state of mind, okay? You have to keep that in mind at all times. Mind the business that pays you, because at the end of the day, you have to take care of you. Now, estrogen is just like testosterone for us, all right, for men. As we age, testosterone levels drop. As you age, estrogen levels drop. Estrogen is the #1 hormone that we want to be at an all-time high. The more estrogen you have, the easier it is for you to burn body fat, burn belly fat, right? Especially the more estrogen you have, the easier it is for you to pack on lean muscle mass, giving you that nice defined or toned body type that you're looking for. So we need estrogen, okay? Now what you can do is, this is a tidbit of information for you to maintain as high levels of estrogen as possible, right? Now, this is outside of hormone replacement therapy, right? We'll get to that in another video. But if you want a more holistic approach, what you can do is you can monitor what you eat, okay? That means that you're not picking and foraging, like picking at your kids' foods or eating snacks here and there or snacking on chips and ice cream and, shit like that. We're not doing that. We're eating real nutrient-dense foods, okay? Eating whole foods is gonna help to regulate your levels of estrogen, keeping them as high as we possibly can. Working out, you see that back there, the gym? That's gonna help you maintain high levels of estrogen. Lifting heavy for you, not heavy for me. There's a difference, okay? So lifting those little 3-pound weights ain't gonna cut it. 8-pound weights, great to start with if you're just starting out, but lifting 8-pound weights over the course of 2 and 3 and 4 months, you're not doing anything. You will not tone anything. You will not define anything, okay? So when I say lift, I mean lift heavy and lift often while using proper form and technique. That is the name of the game. Your estrogen levels also support muscle recovery and your metabolism. So the more of it we have, the easier it is, like I said, for you to build on muscle mass and keep that metabolism at an all-time high. The less you have, the harder it's gonna be for you to get rid of that stubborn body fat and put on that lean muscle mass. All right, so I hope this helps you out. Next, we have progesterone. Now, progesterone is the sleep supporting hormone, all right? The hormone that keeps you calm and satiated at all times. Now, this hormone tends to decline and decrease much faster than estrogen, okay? Now, if you're not calm all the time, then what are you all the time? Anxious. We don't want to be anxious because why? I already went into that earlier, okay? Progesterone is essential for calming down your nervous system and promoting good, healthy sleep habits. Why is it essential for you to have good sleep patterns? Because this is going to help with your recovery. It's going to help with your mental state of mind. It's also going to help with your gains in the gym. Recovery just isn't about the food you eat and the water that you drink. Sleep is essential. Your state of mind is essential. If you want your hormones to be balanced, we need to have high, healthy levels of progesterone in our system as much as humanly possible. What does low levels of progesterone look like? Poor sleep quality, racing mind all over the place, night sweats, you're waking up frequently throughout the night, restlessness, the list goes on. This is exactly why your body is unable to recover, giving you the exact outlook that you're looking to achieve. You will not achieve it because your levels of progesterone are low. Your levels of cortisol are high, okay? Stress. Your levels of estrogen are low. You see where I'm going with this? This is the imbalance that women are going through. Now, the last one we're going to discuss is insulin levels. As you age, your estrogen levels decrease, your blood sugar levels increase. You become insulin resistant. When you're insulin resistant, you're more susceptible, more prone to having midday crashes. You know what that looks like, right? You ever crash out in the middle of the day, your energy level just tanks, and out of nowhere, you took a nap, you got this brain fog, you can't focus, you don't know if you're coming or going. These are your insulin levels. This is what's adding to your cravings throughout the day. This is also adding to your instability, your irritability throughout the day, right? This is why you're snappy, okay? Mouthing off at everybody. This is why I said earlier, it's not completely your fault, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Your hormones, they're raging, they're all over the place. I get it. We all get it. We understand. So now you're like, all right, Will, so look, you took the time out and you explained insulin and progesterone and cortisol and estrogen, right? So how do I get balance? How do I achieve homeostasis? Well, there's a couple of things that you can do. First and foremost, I'm gonna say this. Learn how to eat a well-balanced meal, right? I have to start there first before I even talk about the gym. Because what you do outside of the gym is gonna impact your life in a far greater way than what you do inside the gym. This is important, but everyday lifestyle out of the gym, okay? Food, water intake, no stress, alcohol intake, sleep, all of that is way more important than what you do in the gym. We need this, but I need you to be in a healthy state of mind outside. So I'm gonna start with food first, okay? A well-balanced meal, that's number one. Number two, and you're eating frequently, okay? You're not just picking food here and there. You're not doing that. Let me give you a pro tip. Download MyFitnessPal. After you download MyFitnessPal, you're gonna create a profile. It's free. Create your profile, put in your goal, okay? Whatever you want your goal to be, put in your level of activity. MyFitnessPal is gonna say, okay, based on your goal, this is the number of calories you need to consume. Let's just pretend that that number is 1,700. Of those 1,700 calories, I'm gonna give you an example. I need 40% of those calories to come from protein. I need 30% to come from complex carbohydrates. And I need the last 30 to come from fats, okay? So protein, carbs, and fats. Those are your macronutrients. You don't have to do the math. MyFitnessPal will do it for you. So you don't have to trip about that. Don't worry, all right? Now, first goal is to get to 1,700 calories a day. That's it. That's it. You can get close to it. You can go a little over, but get to it. So you eating 1,000 calories a day, that ain't enough, bruh. It ain't cutting it. You eating 1,300 calories, not cutting it. We have to get close as possible to 1,700. That's the first goal. Number two is this. Number two is the gym. Find a program. It could be from me, right? You can work with me if you like, or you can work with another trainer, or you can find a program online. I really don't give a shit. Find a program. Stick to it for 6 months. 6 months. Say it with me together. I will find a program and stick to it for 6 months. Okay? That means if you work out 3 days a week, I want you working out consistently 3 days a week for 6 months. Okay? Most of you are overweight or out of shape simply because you will not commit to a strength training program. If you did that and you got out of your own way, you would be amazed at the progress that you can achieve. So that's number two. Number three, how do we get our hormones in balance? You need a cardio program, and you need to be doing steady state, low intensity cardio, not high intensity. Your hormones are already raging all over the place. You're already stressed. You're already anxious. So you bouncing and running and jumping all over the place is not gonna help you at this point in your life. I need you to understand, we're training for vitality, okay, for the rest of our lives. You are not 20 anymore. The shit that you did when you were 20, the bouncing around, the jumping and flipping it, you cannot do that now at this age. I'm not saying you can't be athletic. I'm not saying you can't look athletic. What I'm saying is you need to train for the body that you're in currently, not the body that you want. Train for where you're at so you can get to where you want to be. So low intensity, steady state cardio looks like this. You get on the treadmill. You walk on a treadmill. Let's say a speed of, 2.6. You put it on an incline. Incline is like a 6. Put it to there. And do that for 20 to 30 minutes. That's it. You know why it's low intensity, steady state? Because your heart rate is just slightly elevated, just a tad. And you can still carry on a conversation just like this. It doesn't have to be the treadmill, if you're wondering. It could be the Stairmaster, it could be a Versa climber, it could be an elliptical, it could be a rower, it could be an air assault bike, whatever you want it to be. Just low intensity for 20 to 30 minutes, all right? And then lastly, the last thing that we can do, and I'm gonna tie up this whole video, the last thing we can do to get our hormones in check, to get our hormones balanced, is change the way that we perceive ourselves. So I'm gonna say this. How you do anything is how you do everything, okay? Power perceived is power achieved. So if you believe that you will get to your goal, you will. If you believe that you are a winner and you will be successful inside and outside of the gym, you will. If you believe that you're going to eat and maintain and thrive from a healthy lifestyle, right? Nutritious foods, no stress, no bad relationships. You found this new leash on life and you have a positive outlook, you will be successful, guaranteed. But if you believe that you are a failure, you are absolutely right. You are. Congratulations. If you believe that, hey, I worked out, I tried to do a program last year, it didn't work out for me, and why would it work now? You're absolutely right. It's not going to work. You're right. So whatever you think, if you think you will, you will. If you think you won't, you won't. And that's just the way the human mind works. So I need you to be in a conducive state of mind, conducive to your goals. And I also need you to get rid of people who don't fit that mold. I need you to get rid of unhealthy people in your life, get rid of unhealthy relationships. We're not doing that shit. We're not. You're not coddling adults. You're not coddling partners. You're not here for that, okay? You want healthy, thriving relationships, personal and professional. So if you can change the way that you think about yourself, the way that you look at yourself, you can also change the way that you look and you view your cohorts, the way you view your comrades, the way you view your family, the way you view your spouse. When you start looking inward, everything outside starts to change drastically, okay? So that's it, guys. That's all I got for you. If you enjoyed the video, I appreciate you. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this video. I would love to hear it, right? I want the comments to go crazy. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe, all right? My goal is to start doing videos like this every single day. I have to get in this habit. So I want to give you guys more information. I want to give you the sauce, okay? Make sure you send this to somebody who you think needs to hear it, right? That would be great. I would really appreciate that. Until next time, guys, peace.